Are you feeling pushed or pulled? That's how a lot of us are feeling at this time of year. And I am going to explore this and more with you today. Welcome to Women Leaders on the Move, a HerCsuite radio podcast. I'm your host, Natalie Benamou, and every week I bring you inspirational ideas to help you in your personal life and your career, especially if you're creating a portfolio career. We explore things like, what does that even mean? What does it look like? And I have the amazing opportunity of talking with women leaders who are sharing their experiences to help you keep moving forward. Today is my personal note to you of gratitude, and also we're going to explore all the things that might be tugging at our hearts and how can you amplify for the coming year. So let's dive in now. Recently, I had one of the best take your mom to work experiences. I was able to join my daughter at a private women's gym called Define Private Training. She's a lead instructor there, and she also manages their marketing. She's helped grow the gym 39% this year, and it was so special to see her in action. This all-in-one gym that is made for women is built around individualized goals, and watching her lead one of the programs, it was a moment that just lights me up, a proud mom moment. I had the chance to see her prepare, think individually about each of her clients, including me, and then somehow magically synchronize it all together so we were all able to keep track and move forward one step at a time, one lift at a time with the weights. It really was amazing. What I observed from her were three things that I think we all can take to heart, especially if we're feeling pushed or pulled this time of year. And if we are observing anyone around us on a team, we lead a team, or maybe you're a mentor to someone, here's some characteristics that I observed of my daughter that can be relatable to you too. Leadership starts with planning. As I mentioned before, my daughter spent a lot of time thinking through the music, the pacing, and how to personalize the weight routine for each of the clients. And really, she did do a huge adjustment just for me with a few of the exercises that I just wasn't able to do because of injuries or different things that might have been in my way. But she didn't let that stop us. And I was able to participate and lift and enjoy every minute. What kind of thoughtful preparation do you create with your team or with people that you're leading that creates that better experience for everyone? That's one of the leadership lessons I took away. One of the best ways that leaders can really show how to move others forward is to lead with empathy. I got to see that in action as well. And knowing how to be aware, reading strengths, noticing when someone is struggling and making those small adjustments, meeting the person right where they are and creating progress so they feel like they're winning. Those are things that we all need to do in our daily routines, whether we are a solopreneur and we interact with contractors or we lead huge organizations. Knowing and reading other people is a gift that you're giving to them, and it will come back to you. One of the biggest things that I was able to see is great facilitators make things look effortless. It is not easy to speak continuously for an hour to different levels and reach out and make sure that you're connecting one-to-one and in a group. In a coaching form, if you are managing everyone's energy, it can feel draining at the same time, and keeping pace with things that are happening, just like teachers do in school. But when we are adults and we're leading in creating workshops or whatever that might look like, it can be sometimes daunting. I've had this happen where you're being pulled in many directions and you're trying to keep things moving forward. It was so inspirational for me to see how my daughter was able to really shine in this instance. And it was really eye opening to think about what is it that makes us be able to keep pace with others, but also recognize when we need help and not be afraid to raise our hands. I have to share a personal note that I saved the hardest exercise for last. It was a circuit of 8 different exercises, and the 135-pound sled push was the last thing that I had to do. It may not have been the smartest strategy, but I have to say it was unbelievable finishing that exercise and feeling like I did it. And I also couldn't wait to share it with my friend and colleague, Naomi Kent, who does High Rocks, which is a program really high endurance that at the end there is a sled push. And I had my daughter take pictures and I said, oh my gosh, I can't wait to send a text to Naomi. Have you ever had that moment where you couldn't wait to share it with someone? There's nothing quite like it when you have that joy and you're able to really have the best time with someone and then also share it out in the world. As we think about these types of experiences, I want to look back to look forward. There have been times this year where I've been pushing, and there's been times where I've been pulled. And now I'm pushing and pulling as we move into the new year. And I bet you are too. Earlier in the year, I was really in the best possible space of being able to write a book with 8 amazing authors. Power of What's Next, Bold Moves by Design happened as a journey of discovery. Each of us really dove deep into what made us do what we did and what pulled us into the future of where we want to go. I got to learn firsthand what it is in this season to want to push and maybe to say no to being pulled. Writing is one of the best ways for us to learn about ourselves. And it also can be really hard because we have to be vulnerable and it's a little scary. One of my favorite quotes from Eleanor Roosevelt, do something that scares you every day. That's how I sometimes feel, even when I'm doing these podcasts. And I'm about to hit 350 episodes, 250 with this show and 100 with Rock Your Trade Show. And even so, when I have to do a solo, I second guess and think about it. And did I say the right thing when? And start to question and then trust and then move forward. In an era of technology and social media, being human is one of our greatest strengths. Writing and sharing our stories is the one thing that we can do that's unique to us. I hope you're thinking about a story right now that you wish you could share and you should share with someone. This year, my year of discovery was really also combined with working deeply, not just from the book I wrote, but also when doors close, windows open, and are we ready to fly through, which was really what my chapter was about. And I worked one to one with a coach who helped me uncover a lot of things that were a process and I needed to release. You might have some things like that too that are pulling you down and you need to release them so that you can push ahead. So often we hold on to things because we feel the weight of their imprint. The good news is the only one that can hold on to that imprint is you. And you are also the only one who can truly release it out into the world. You have the power to put it behind you. And one of the best metaphors that was shared with me this year that I love is making our windshield bigger than our rear view mirror. The past is behind us. It's no longer serving us. We need to move forward and think about what's next. One of my favorite exercises to get clear on these things that I'm talking about is from my friend, Lori Wessels. She's one of the authors in Power of What's Next. And she has an exercise that really makes this all clear, getting into alignment and knowing where you should be pushing and where you should pull and what should you walk away from. She calls it the love like capable. So right now I want you, if you're sitting down and listening to this, to take out a piece of paper, make 3 columns: love, like, and capable. No, this isn't about your love life, although you could put this into a column if you want. It is really about who we are and what we value. Take note of what you're doing every day. Start thinking about the things that you love doing, the things that you like doing, and the things you're capable doing. Is anything swaying you out of balance? I know with me, I often want to go to the love column, which is learning and applying what I'm learning and doing really fun experiments. But I oftentimes, as a entrepreneur, find myself in the capable column, as many of you do as well. How do we get that balance? I don't know. I don't have the answer always, but I can tell you that when we're out of alignment, it could be time that we need to really think about releasing and letting go of something. Once we know what we love, it is one of the hardest things to let go of that capable thing that you're doing. A dear friend of mine has been practicing what she calls maniacal subtraction, and she learned it from Janet Winkler, another author in Power of What's Next. My friend closed down one of her businesses and found ways to focus on the things that really gave her freedom and joy, something we all can use. There might be something in your life that's no longer serving you. Ask yourself what it would feel like if you were to release it. In a recent discussion in our women's entrepreneur mastermind, we talked about how hard it is to make adjustments, especially for a solopreneur, an entrepreneur with a small team. One of the wise women who was at this program was giving advice, and she said, "You may be surprised to learn that the other person will feel relieved to make a shift as well." So often we make assumptions and we think we know exactly what's happening with the other person. If they don't email us back, we think they don't like us or we said something wrong. If we don't hear back on a text, we automatically assume the worst. If a life event happens and we don't hear from someone, we think, did they forget? But you know what? Life is moving fast for all of us. And my number one thing that I try to do is give everyone grace for exactly where they are and never think I know what they're going through. I'm always surprised. Sometimes I feel heartache for the person when I learn what might have been keeping them from communicating and also sharing sympathy, empathy, and compassion with that person. When we do that and we have to make those hard decisions for release, it does make it easier, but it's never super easy. I think we all need someone behind us and next to us who's encouraging us to take those bold moves. One of the best things you can do is try to focus on something that is exciting you in the love column when you are balancing out, maybe making a release. For me this year, one of the biggest shifts I've learned personally is focusing on learning every day. I spend the first hour learning something, practicing what I've learned, and applying it as I discover. For me, this was AI. It's definitely been my love column. It all started innocently with me infusing it here and there in our masterminds. And then as Her Health X started to really gain some traction and understanding of where we wanted to go, I realized that I needed to better understand AI and how it can really help move the needle forward on things that are important. It can have incredible potential to improve women's health, our lives, and it also can make building businesses easier. I have found that sometimes we may be pushing down the thing that lights us up. If there's been something that you love doing, but you keep pushing it away, maybe it's because you've been pulled in other directions and you feel like you need to make sure everyone is okay. You know, when we're on that plane and the announcement comes on, make sure you put the oxygen mask on yourself before you put it on the person next to you. Oftentimes, we're feeling pulled to, I better put that oxygen mask on the other person first. In this case, if you've been wishing or thinking, I need to do something that I love more, but I have to stay in this capable column, there may be pathways for you. If you're in a corporate role and you feel like you can't leave for economic reasons or you're not ready, there are ways that you can find the love column in other areas, whether it's leading an initiative at work or finding organizations where there's amazing women you can learn from. I want to encourage you to dream bigger and think about what you can do each day to dream bigger and find the love column that really lights you up, like I have this year with AI. I feel like we need to think bigger as it relates to how we interact with each other. And more, we need each other in person, whether it's one to one in small groups. Women need each other. It's been a hard year. As we look towards the future, we're going to continue to need to lift each other up. And my goal is to break down all the barriers and silos and the feeling that we have to be competitive so that we can tip the iceberg in our favor. We are so close to really breaking into something huge. It's been predicted from 2028 into 2030, we're going to be coming into one of the biggest transformations for women. And I want us all to be thinking about how we can push towards that. Sometimes we may feel pulled in other directions, but pushing towards something big like this is really, really exciting. As we close out this year, there's been so many wonderful moments, too many to mention here today with you. And it has been a year of joy that I have had the opportunity to meet with women 11 times a month and hear from them, as well as meeting one to one, because I hear your journeys and I see all the things that you're creating and it lights me up. I know that you're ballers and you're in demand, and I can't wait to see all the things that you're going to be doing in the coming year. If you think that maybe this year didn't go the way you had planned, that's okay. Because you know what? We all have those moments that aren't exactly as we had hoped, but it's in those moments that we grow the most. In those hard times of pushing the 135-pound weight, when you just did a hard workout and you're thinking, there is no way I am going to be able to move it 1 inch, but you do the whole thing, that's because you can do hard things. The key has always been to surround ourselves with women who lift us up. There were total strangers in that gym that day that were smiling and nodding and giving each other that encouraging look as someone was trying something new or pushing through something. That's really where the magic happens. And I'm so lucky to be able to send a text to a friend and hear back from her and get advice. And I'll tell you that the advice isn't always what I want to hear. I can tell you, I also hear a lot. You need to release some things. My tendency is, I love doing all these things. I want to keep doing them. But sometimes we have to listen to our own heart and also the wise women that are around us. I'm so grateful to our community in HerCsuite and to the other women's networks that I'm in. It has been a wonderful year of collaboration and building together. Beyond business, this year has been a time for clarity with Her Health X, the nonprofit that I mentioned, focusing on improving health outcomes for women and being able to do it in a way that really solves an unmet need, bridging the care communication gap. That couldn't have happened if we didn't have an amazing agency that a dear friend helped us apply and win a pro bono award, and then our board that helped move us forward. and all the collaboration that's happened along the way. I bet you've had things like that happen in your life. And I'm so excited to be launching something big with HerCsuite in the coming year. On a personal note, my heart is overflowing with gratitude. My oldest daughter had serious health issues for 4 years. You've heard me talk about it on this podcast. She was bedridden literally 23 out of 24 hours a day. And now she's living on her own. And actually, while I'm recording this, she is in New York City for the first time since she got sick. And she's going to shows like she used to and seeing friends. And it just fills me up. Those moments we have to cherish. We have to take each day and have that moment that really makes us smile. Just like the moments I had with my youngest daughter when I went to visit her and I got to see her in action. It was really amazing. This episode is dedicated especially to all of you in the 64 countries around the world for listening, tuning in, and taking your time to spend it with me. I appreciate it so much. I want you to know that you're valued, that you matter. And my hope is that you finish the year with peace and carry joy with you into the new year. Thank you for spending your time with me today. I'm so grateful for this moment of sharing what's pushing and pulling us into the new year. And I also am excited about the things that we're launching in HerCsuite, from a new hybrid course for boards, Next Elite AI, and all the programs that we have coming up that are designed to help women live our best life and design what's next in our terms. This year has been one that I've really just enjoyed learning, and I hope to continue to do so and share it out with you. I hope that you know how much you matter to me, and I can't wait to see all the things that you're doing in the new year. If this show has been helpful to you in any way, I would be so grateful if you would share it with a friend or colleague. And will you rate and review it? That would be the best gift, because that's how people find us. Most of all, I want you to keep shining your light bright. The world needs you.